I always wanted to study abroad, and I thought like a semester was too long, so the Global Seminar was like a perfect option for me. It's only like about 3 weeks long, and also, you know, it was the perfect course for a business major that wanted to also, you know, intertwine like history, and that was something that always interested me. So those two things just like were perfect for me.
It took a little bit of time, but I think it helped that I also had a friend going. My friend initially was the one that told me about the trip. She was so excited, she made like a PowerPoint and everything. And it just, once I saw her PowerPoint and like her excitement, I knew it was something like I really wanted to do because one, it was something I could finally do for studying abroad, and it was affordable enough that it's one of those lifetime experiences that you might not ever be able to do again. So I think a lot of that was how I convinced my parents.
I would go again, like as cliche as that sounds. It honestly changes a lot of what you think. Being stuck in or not stuck, but being in a small campus, it really opens your eyes to like what else there is out there, the different variety of people that you meet, the different cultures that you experience compared to what you have on campus. So yeah, I would for sure go again.
So obviously this trip isn't the cheapest, and that was one of my worries at the beginning, but I talked to my parents and said like how much I really wanted to do it, and they supported my decision and helped me fund some of the trip. I obviously had to pay for parts of it, but then when I came home, I worked like 2 jobs nonstop and helped to like pay off the cost of the trip. And even though I was working like all summer, I would do it again just to travel abroad.
Don't be afraid. I was extremely shy and didn't really think about going too much until I talked with my parents about it and talked to some other people I knew that were going on the trip. I've never really been outside of the country, let alone the state of Wisconsin, so this trip was actually a really big deal for me. Opened my eyes to the other cultures around the world and different people, and I mean, like I said before, it was probably one of the best experiences in my life I've ever had, so I highly recommend taking advantage of this trip if you get the chance to.
And then the best part, like probably course-wise, there were 2 things that going to Normandy beaches and like seeing the beaches was just kind of surreal. You see it on like TV, you see it on movies with like Saving Private Ryan, but it's not like, once you're there, it's crazy to imagine that, you know, what went on there. And then the most moving thing would have had to been the most moving, disturbing, whatever, the concentration camp at Buchenwald was very moving. It was eye-opening. You know, it was obviously a horrible place, but you know, once you see it yourself, it does kind of it's just eye-opening, and it makes you think, it makes you feel things that you would never, you know, normally get to feel.
I think it was definitely worth it. I mean, it is a trip to Europe, so it's not going to be the most like, it's not going to be the cheapest thing. I mean, it was kind of expensive, but I think all the memories that I gained from it, all the people I met, and all like the relationships I built throughout the trip made it worth any amount of money in the world.